There you go. Yeah. So, welcome back. Um, I'm going to be checking out some more videos from the creator Anomaly. Since I really liked that first one I did watch and I haven't watched any since. So, I'm going to check out some more of those. And I also got a couple more suggestions from young Graham, who's becoming like my best friend because he seems to have all these great suggestions. Let's get started. Let me jump on the YouTube. Trying to think what I should watch next. Let's hop to Anomaly and see what's going on here. Looks like he had a new video a couple days ago. I'm trying to think. Okay, so right now it's like early morning. It's not early morning. It's like 11 a.m. So I won't get too scared, I don't think. Fingers crossed, I don't. I'd like to not embarrass myself. It's tough. They all look so good. I mean, I could do what I did last time and just click popular and kind of go from there. I don't know if I want to watch something that long, because I do want to also check out the other channel that young Graham suggested. Let's watch the tunnels, the one I was going to watch last time. It is only a 5-minute video, but we can possibly check out 2 Anomaly videos today. Also, let me know if you like seeing the videos with less cuts. In the previous videos, I included the entirety of my reaction in the clip. I never really cut because I didn't want you guys to miss the video as well. I mean, I'm assuming if you're watching this video that you've seen Anomaly before. I just don't want you guys to see me react without context. I'm gonna watch this 1999 Tunnels and then probably the Awakening of Antarctica. I kind of like the sound of that. I think we're ready to hop into 1999 Tunnels. Let's turn on captions. Let's turn off autoplay. I don't want it to hop to anything else. I might skip around. I don't know what happened there. I like disconnected my microphone for a little bit, so hopefully nothing was ruined. Let's get started.
With the devastating earthquake of 1999, major cities in western Turkey were left devastated. Thousands of people died under the rubble, and large structures suffered considerable damage.
I'm assuming this is a real
In Istanbul, a gas leak caused a massive explosion at one of the metro stations. Fortunately, no injuries were reported, but the blast caused serious structural damage. The explosion brought down the walls of one of the train workshops, revealing a completely unknown area that seemingly represented an alternative section to the main line that was never completed. To the surprise of everyone, the area was extremely vast, much larger than traditional metro stations, and the extending tunnels had an incomprehensible height.
Pause. Okay. They didn't make that. No human being made that. We know that. It's never been seen before. It's an alternative tunnel that they've never seen before, never heard of. There's probably no documentation of it. It wasn't made by humans, okay? And plus, if it's that big, like, come on.
Engineers, architects, and archaeologists who were involved in the construction of the metro in 1989 stated that they never envisioned any other excavations, and the explosion uncovered an entirely unexplored and unknown area for all experts. Several meters into this deep area, multiple entrances of what appeared to be a complex of corridors similar to existing subway stations were found. The corridors were filled with humidity, rusty metal, and the rails partially submerged in groundwater. When the news reached the public...
Okay, wait, so this is a separate subway station, but they have rails. So like either the train, subway, or whatever, the train actually travels through this and no one sees it because you don't get out, or there's a completely separate railway that may or may not carry trains that we may or may not know about. Great. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I understood that.
Many residents of Istanbul did not find this discovery so far-fetched. They claimed to have been hearing underground noises for years, similar to the ones produced by trains. These noises
see?
were never explained by the municipality or authorities.
So it's a different train.
After several hours of exploration, rescue teams and the police discovered connections to enormous cisterns and sewers in these tunnels, which were also not documented in modern Istanbul's planning records. From this point, the underground complex transformed into a true maze of corridors that seemed to lead to the same points repeatedly.
Oh, good.
Some explorers found themselves lost for several minutes, as they reported.
Yep.
They believed they encountered other team members, even though this was never the case.
Okay, so they claimed that they encountered other team members, but that was never the case. So they were in there and kind of went insane for the few minutes they were lost, or they saw them, but it probably wasn't them. Cool.
Days later, when they managed to map out some of the tunnels, they noticed that one of the tunnels, which still had rails, had not been fully explored. This path was so extensive that they speculated it might even pass beneath the Bosphorus Strait. Venturing at least 4 kilometers inside, they came across small carts filled with what appeared to be human flesh.
Oh.
These remains were strangely fresh, as if they were only a few days old. Judging by the smell, they couldn't have been decomposing for more than a day or two. It was all very surreal.
Oh, God.
Continuing through the intricate tunnels.
Okay, so this is actively happening. People are being sacrificed or fed to something. Something's hunting people. Maybe it's people that get lost, like random people, like maybe homeless people who wander into the subway, get lost, or children wander away from their parents, get lost, and they end up here. I don't know.
More segments appeared, completely covered in masses and reddish liquids resembling blood. There was no further information about what these substances were, but they appeared to be relatively organic. Some pulsated and reacted with a slight tremor when touched by the explorers.
Yeah.
Finally, they came across what seemed to be a train repair station.
Okay.
The network of tunnels abruptly ended in this section, where several abandoned carriages lay derailed and partially engulfed by this viscous substance. At times, it smelled like burnt plastic, although other explorers believed the stench was unmistakably that of rotting flesh.
Oh, Lord. Is that true? Does rotting flesh smell like blood, or corpses, or like rotting flesh? I mean, I know burning plastic smells awful. I know. I know that, but I wonder. I wonder if it's similar to like the like pennies taste like blood kind of deal.
When they decided to leave the tunnels, the explorers noticed that fungus had started to grow rapidly on their boots in a strangely swift manner.
Okay, so people do wander in, and it just starts to eat at them. This strange frame was found in a video captured by one of the explorers inside one of the dozens of tunnels. That's great. Yeah. Yeah, did they run away? Okay, that one was very different, but also very similar to the other one, the one we watched last time. This one was like, it was like a hidden thing underground that may not have been created by people. some known documentation of this. Like in the last one, they found something on the ground. There was more like fossilized people or petrified corpses and other insects and animals. But this one was just rotting flesh. Like they weren't petrified or mummified or anything like that. They were just falling apart. But I'm wondering if so it wasn't something that hunted them. At the end, they kind of hinted at the fact that a fungus started to go up their clothing or boots. So maybe it was a flesh-eating fungus, possibly. I mean, of course, it's fictional, so it's hard to kind of think about. I like that one. Very short. It wasn't as creepy to me. Like, it was more like gross, which is something I'm noticing from a lot of anomaly stuff. Or at least these two. I've only watched two of them, but these two are more like in the realm of like disgusting, more like shock value, as opposed to something creepy. I'm going to watch this, The Awakening of Antarctica, and it's a little bit longer. Let's check this one out. Let's read the description. An expedition in 1962 found something concerning in the White Continent. Something concerning. Cool. Well, let's take a look.
Antarctic Exploration Log, January 1962. Captain Neil Sorensen, leading the Apocalypse operation.
Neil Sorensen.
At a longitude of 77 Tassix and latitude of 47.6, I note the arrival of the crew on Antarctic lands on January 12, 1962. After a brief stay in the Argentine city of Ushuaia to load the last provisions, we met with Dr. Nestor Sarso. He provided corrections to the coordinates of our points of interest in the exploration. Our encounter was truly helpful, as our calculations had a couple of serious errors, which might have led us several kilometers away from the budgeted site. Additionally, Dr. Sartzog handed us a couple of substances in small metal boxes, suggesting their use in case things became dangerous. Although he didn't provide as much information as we would have liked.
So we don't know what they are.
He assured us that if the occasion arose to use them, we should not take more than 4 hours to leave the area. We would appreciate it if we returned to the shores of Parque Cabo de Hornos in Chilean territory.
That's a cool
without
photo.
any incidents. He made it very clear that the contents of these boxes should not, under any circumstances, be ingested by us or anything we might
Cool.
encounter. In the early morning of January 12th, we landed on Antarctic shores. Both the mainland terrain and the ice flows that hindered our entry into the coast seemed to be our first and formidable obstacle. In fact, one of our ships suffered an impact that left it with structural damage to assess.
That happened to a lot of
And we need
expeditions.
to repair it right here, so we have contacted agents in Ushuaia to resolve the situation as soon as possible.
It was always a death sentence to go to Antarctica. I mean, people have been trying for, well over 100 years, 150 years. Multiple expeditions have gone out there. Some didn't even make it to the shore. And the ones that did, some of them just went missing, like completely. So you're lucky to have made it to the shore, but of course you're going to have some problems with your ship. Because why not?
The terrain itself has proven slightly different from what our cartographic team had delimited previously. However, we have managed to land in the right place. For this reason, preliminary explorations will be aimed at correcting the geographical markings on our maps.
Okay. Let's say the geographical markings they had made previously were correct, and it's just changing. I'm not gonna take any more guesses. I mean, I'm gonna a few, but I'm not gonna do like the main guess because I already have something in mind for what I think this is what I think is going on. I feel like I already know what's going on.
And tracing the upcoming routes with the greatest possible certainty. The following days have been tremendously successful for us. Being in Antarctic lands during the summer has allowed us to see the horizon more clearly and determine points of interest more rapidly. We have extracted soil samples, hoping to find traces of microscopic life in accordance with variations in atmospheric temperature and the phenomenon of acid rivers that descended from the Australian desert, as documented from 1915 to 1935. Due to the consequences of the war, the record has been discontinued, losing almost 30 years of tracking the advancement of the phenomenon.
Awesome. Yeah. 30 years of documentation lost.
On the penultimate day of the expedition, we found the object we had been searching for decades, theorized only theoretically. It was located about 15 kilometers southeast of the embarkation area and was in the precise state we anticipated.
At least you got something right.
Before going into details of its description, we noticed that the surrounding terrain was mostly covered with a sandy substance that mixed with a layer of snow. In a certain way, there seemed to be much less moisture, and the snow itself began to acquire different properties, feeling much warmer than usual without melting. We took samples to analyze upon our return to determine whether this was particularly solidified water or some substance with a similar appearance.
So we don't know, that's weird.
We discovered Heldenberg's capsule, theorized in 1876 as a result of acid rivers that could move through the atmosphere from the central core formed in the Gibson Desert Nature Reserve in Australia. This has promoted the overgrowth of some microorganisms that abruptly stop their reproduction when they grow beyond 75 micrometers and are affected by intense cold. However, under certain very specific conditions, they end up proliferating in huge capsules that release spores to continue reproducing in winter seasons. The substance provided by Dr. Nestor Sartok was applied in the surroundings of the capsule with the aim of causing it to perish with the cold that would come in the next 5 to 6 months. After this unprecedented success for science, we have embarked back to the Argentine shores to compile the data obtained and publish our findings in the relevant Danish journals. We hope that this discovery allows us to advance in understanding the proliferation of life deep in Antarctica, which, due to their extremophile condition, could become potential hazards for travelers in the southern world. Eventually, new diseases or creatures that access the ocean and disrupt the food chain could arise.
Okay. Unclassified microorganisms are revealed by the International System with lengths ranging between 104 and 120 micrometers. This confirms an abnormal growth compared to preliminary estimates. Initial conclusions affirm an... I'm going to pause it, sorry. Initial conclusions affirm an acquired resistance to Antarctic freezing temperatures, promoting accelerated organism growth. So they pretty much thrive in this condition, which makes sense. They've adapted so they can get bigger at a faster rate.
After the Danish exploration in the 1960s, there was never again any mention of studies on microorganisms predicted by the theoretical model of Heldenberg.
So,
in fact, Captain Sorensen's crew records were lost until the year 2000, when a German scientist...
They were lost. They were hidden. They were hidden. They were not lost. That's something you'll know or learn about usually government things. Nothing's lost. It's just hidden. Very purposefully. So, I don't believe it for 1 second.
The scientific delegation decided to resume those studies, revealing that the information known until then had been incomplete.
Yeah.
Captain Sorensen's field notes had been severely altered in their final conclusions, so not all of his discoveries were evident, along with the crew's fate.
which was very different from the peaceful return
Were they
described
infected
in the
by it?
writings. The capsule found caused a massive disaster before the Danish scientific team abandoned the site. Apparently, the substance they applied around it only triggered a hyperreaction of the capsule, releasing an unspecified number of organisms that destroyed a significant portion of the men's tents.
Yeah.
Some ended up severely injured, and as necessary to turn to nearby military bases to seek a solution to what had happened. This led to the decision to bury the capsule and cover it with a massive layer of impenetrable material to prevent further proliferation.
Yeah, that'll work.
The procedure was not without enormous complications, as those creatures adhered to military vessels, and through an inexplicable process of synthesis, froze them with the same sandy substance that surrounded Heldenberg's capsule. The members of Captain Sorensen's crew came across one of the creatures, captured it lifeless, and brought it to the Argentine city of Ushuaia for forensic examination. From this point, all traces of the Danish team's investigation were lost, and subsequent investigations were consistently falsified with the intention of erasing several key pieces of evidence. In the year 2000, a federal expedition was authorized to establish an expert opinion on the events of 1962 and proceed to examine the areas from which the inexplicable creatures could have proliferated.
What the hell?
On this occasion, along with high-quality photographs, unidentified organisms were found completely
they're like sea creatures that can go on
both
land.
on the shores of Antarctica and around the sealed hole.
They're petrified. Okay, see, petrified.
However, the most striking discovery was the presence of different military scientific bases about 300 kilometers south of the German Federal Team's research area. Since 1986, the U.S. military had been conducting massive excavations that greatly conflicted with both exploratory programs.
Of course. Leave it to America to do something no one else wants. That thing's massive.
Von Interesse Nummer 1. Eine formlose Masse mit einem gelatinösen Aussehen wird identifiziert. Sie ist enorm hart bei Berührung. So sehr, dass einige Werkzeuge schwer beschädigt wurden, als versucht wurde, sie von ihrer Position zu bewegen. Sie blieb während eines Großteils der Exploration still, mit Ausnahme von kurzen Momenten, in denen es schien, einen Klang in der Nähe einer Frequenz von 4n0 Hertz abzugeben.
Yo, that frequency?
Kreatur von Interesse Nummer 2. Es handelt sich um eine Struktur, die aus sehr weichen und formbaren Felsen im Meer auftaucht. Zuweilen bewegt sie sich leicht und mit gewisser Passivität. Bei jeder Bewegung, so unmerklich sie auch sein mag, gibt sie einen Klang von knirschenden Knochen von sich.
Oh, that's
Darüber
not a fun
hinaus
sound.
verströmt sie einen Geruch, der dem von Ammoniak ähnelt. Sie ist die einzige ihrer Art, die an der Küste gefunden wurde. Kreatur von Interesse Nummer 3. Diese Figur, die sich etwa 50 Meter ins Meer hinein befindet, zeigt, was wie zwei Felsen aussehen, die im Laufe des Tages ihre Form verändern. Überraschenderweise imitiert einer von ihnen Objekte, die sich ihm nähern, und rekonstruiert sogar nahezu perfekt das Gesicht eines der Expeditionsteilnehmer, der sich ihm näherte, um direkte Proben zu nehmen. Sie scheint harmlos zu sein und ihre offensichtliche Funktion ist einfache Nachahmung.
That's harmless, yeah.
Bei jeder Veränderung der Form gab sie einen Gesang von einer Wal ähnlich, jedoch mit einer erheblich niedrigeren und tieferen Klangamplitude von sich.
Great, sounds like a whale. They're calling to something or to one another. Or that's just how they sound. Okay, that's it. That's it? Okay. That was good. I liked that one. That one's probably my favorite one. There's just so much more to it. I mean, it was a longer video, but man, that was cool. That was cool. I don't know. It's cool to kind of see what's the term? Something evolution separate from our evolution kind of deal, like fictional evolution. It's not something that has happened or had happened. The rest is not real. To some part of it, you're just like that. that could happen. Yeah, I could see that, and that's where the creep factor kind of creeps in. Nope, nope, nope. All right, looks like we lost visual for a little bit. In the final video, it'll probably drop my face for a little bit. So we're checking out Rootkit. The end is white. All right, let's hop into his channel, or their channel. The Rootkit incident of 2016 affected 82% of the world's population. Don't trust their lies. That alone, that's insane. I like that. That's so cool. It's like a mass hysteria kind of thing. Something that happened that no one knows about because it was hidden, right? I'm not familiar with these 3 channels right here. I might have to check them out. And the artist. That's a relatively new channel. Young Graham, what the heck? How do you find these things? Bro, okay, go to playlists, right? It's probably where they have. Okay, so Memories from 2000s, I think, was one he wanted to check out. And The End is White, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I'm gonna check these out. I might only do this for now. I'm very excited, actually. This is really cool. You know, Mystery Flesh Pit? This already gives me vibes of. It's of something that apparently actually did happen. It takes place in the real world, but then it makes you think, like, wait, did that actually happen? It does really well at tricking you into that. Okay, we got some binary here. Is that really? It's his fault. Rootkit incident is impacting 82% of the world's population. The world's stability is failing. Justice, pharmacy, riots. Okay, were there riots in 2016? Okay, is there audio? I'm not hearing anything. Whoa, this is a video. Okay, we're watching a video right here. It's just really hard to make out. It's someone holding a camera and they're walking. What is that? Is that a person? Or I think we're outdoors. We're looking at like a fence, maybe? I can't see what's going on. After the World Rootkit incident, people converted back to analog systems to avoid it. I see. It's very similar to okay, shoot. Missed that. Sorry. Countries mostly affected by the rootkit. So it's like Mandela catalog, where they couldn't use TVs, but this they had to resort back to analog. So it's like Local 58. So Egypt was affected. Okay, is there any audio for this? Oh, Canada. Cool. Canada. Is that Central America? Is that South America? The criminal cannot be found. Please dispose all wireless devices for the time being. A safe way to dispose your devices. Okay. Free analog devices will be given away. Cool. Bright fever. Interesting. Duh. Okay, I was like, in my head, I was seeing all this, and I was like, oh, this is obviously takes place in the, in the 20th century. No, they said 2016, and they had to go back to analog, so that's why everything looks like this. 2020. That was a great year prior to infection. 24 hours. I could not read that. Oh no. Ew. His like face is being like scrambled or something, right? What's that? What was that on his face? So we're seeing like an intersection. There's people walking up to something. Looks like maybe an accident. Is this footage of the Rootkit incident? Because I'm still not 100% on what it is. How many people are there? Did someone get hit? What? I'm so confused. I'm very confused. I might just be dumb, but like, what is going on? There's a semi. The cars are still driving by. Oh my god, is that someone underneath the... Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing? Oh, it was a virus, duh. Okay, I'm stupid. I'm actually just dumb when it comes to this. I'm in it, dude. I think I just need a moment. Might have to rewatch it and think about it a little bit better. That was good. It was interesting. I've never seen a video where, like, I've seen videos where they cut the audio, but this just didn't have the audio. There was no audio for the majority of it. And I'm still trying to make sure, I'm trying to make out what these videos are of. It's like very faint. So that was the first episode of season 1 of The End is White. I don't know if I should have started with The End is White. I'm assuming since it is the first season, it might be the best way to view it. Okay, no, I like that. I don't have much to say about it. It did very well at creeping me out and confusing me at the same time, which I'm guessing was the goal. To anyone watching this that has not seen Rootkit before, check it out, then come back, because I mean, if there's any way you can help me understand this or another way to think about it, that'd be great and appreciated. I'm gonna subscribe so I don't miss anything. In the next video, we'll probably watch the entirety of season 1 and discuss our thoughts. No, thanks for watching. Again, any more suggestions or any of your thoughts, give me your thoughts on everything in here. Do leave a comment either way on if you enjoyed the video or not. Anything you'd like or you would suggest me changing, possibly what I should add to the background. I don't really have much going on. So yeah, do let me know any thoughts. Have your own discussion in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.